Hey guys, we're MetalBrook. This is X. I'm Ryu. That's Kratos, and that's Coase. And this video is basically a Q&A that we put off for quite a while, so we finally got a chance to do it. So we're gonna answer some of your guys' questions. All right. So this first question is, how exactly was MetalBrook formed? And for that, I'm gonna hand it off to you.
See, MetalBrook was formed in 2008. Our original name was The True Scent of Death. And the members were myself, Thomas, Chris, Eduardo, and we pretty much had this idea of just doing hardcore death metal, stuff like that. So we started the band, and that didn't go so well for a while, so they left, and it was just me. I changed the name to MetalBrook, and for a couple of years I was just writing stuff on my own until I met this guy. When did you join?
Oh man, it was back in 2010.
2010. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Because Elu, who was living with you at the time, he heard that you were looking for people, and he knew me and my girlfriend at the time, Tara, and he brought us over. And I remember, both me and her auditioned for you because he was already pretty much playing with you.
Yeah, he was doing some bass for a while.
Yeah. So I remember, we auditioned and then we joined, and that was what, the third generation MetalBrook?
Third generation MetalBrook,
yeah. It was you, me, Tara, and Tycho for a little while actually. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, Tara and Tycho left the band due to their own personal reasons. I mean, we don't hold it against them or anything. They got to do what they got to do. So, but I mean, we still keep in touch. We're still on good terms with them. But yeah, after they left, it was just you and me for a little while. Yeah. And we were trying to write stuff, not really, getting anywhere.
Get too far, yeah.
But that's when this guy joined, and he joined when I wasn't there. So.
Oh yeah. So the story behind all that was, crap, I forgot. But basically, Tycho came up to me and he said that you guys needed a bass player, and already I was kind of iffy on that, but then I met X at Ellie's birthday party.
Yeah. And
that's when me and him just kind of had a connection where he just saw bass and he was just all like, "You play bass?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?"
Well, come on.
So next thing you know, we're playing at Ellie's birthday party, getting bitten up by mosquitoes and whatnot. And then he said that I actually played really well, and that's when I decided, you know what, I'll give this whole band thing a shot, and that's when I joined.
Yeah, that was 2010, right?
Yeah, I think it was the same year.
Yeah, same year.
2000. Yeah, it was all in 1 year, I think. That's when we also joined.
After he joined, it was just us three for a good long while. Not till this year, 2013, that it's just been us three, and we've just been going through band members trying to find a drummer and a rhythm guitarist. And I remember that a friend of mine from school, Alan, he joined on as our rhythm guitarist, and then after a while he told us about a drummer that he knew, that I also knew from high school, Evan. So, we all got together, we tried, doing a little diddle here and there, but unfortunately, Evan had to leave because, of school, and he was going out of state to college, and Alan left for his own reasons. So, it was just back to us three for a little while.
Tough times.
Yeah, tough times. Yeah. And then in 2012, late 2012, I know we picked up Omar, a guy that you knew. Yeah, yes. A guy that you knew from work.
Mm-hmm.
Because you guys were doing stuff together, right?
We were working on some stuff together, and then I decided to let him on board, and we were doing some stuff for a while, but then it didn't really work out too well. That's when we heard about Zach.
Zach,
yeah. We heard that he did drums.
My girlfriend at the time, Emily, she mentioned that she knew this guy Zach, who could play drums and he could play guitar, and she told him about me. She told him about us and that we were looking for a drummer, and that's how we got in contact with him, because we were gonna have him drum for us. So when we met up with him, he didn't have his own drum set. He was actually using a friend of his, which was Coase. Mm-hmm. So we came here, and we pretty much tried to do a little diddle here, and that's how we came across Coase. So I know Coase, when we met you and Zach were working on some stuff too, right? Like you guys had your own thing going on, right?
Yeah, I still find it weird how she mentioned him as the drummer and not me.
I don't know, man. She said, "Yeah, this guy's Zach. He drums. You should let him audition for your band." I'm like, "All right." So yeah, that's when we came here and we met you. Yeah.
Okay, well, in 2010, I started this band called the Crimson Mafia, or I helped start it, and we're pretty much just doing death metal, hardcore kind of stuff for about a year, having band members come and go, just recycling through different people, trying them out. And after a year, Zach's band, Attenuator Judgment, kind of fell through, so he wanted to join up with my band. Yeah, he gave me a call and asked about it, and I was like, yeah, sure, come over for practice. And at the time, we changed our name to Unfortunate. And with the name change, we started going in a progressive direction. And for the longest time, it was just the two of us. It was just me and Zach, just having band members come and go, and trying to get enough band members together to do all this stuff that we've been writing during the winter and pretty much any other time. And we've kind of been a package deal ever since. Like with every band that we've been through, we've kind of been in that band together ever since, like Sacred Lie and with you guys.
Right. So like when Coz and Zach joined on, we wanted Zach to do the drums for us because Omar was still with us at the time. And then when we heard Co's drum, he was, my God, this guy, he's a whiz kid at drumming. So we decided, hey, why don't we let Co's be on drums, and then Zach can do rhythm, because unfortunately, like he said, it didn't really work out with Omar, so he kind of left. So and then yeah, so it's been us five since January.
Since January
of this year. Yep. So yeah, just us five, and we've been pretty much nonstop working, just working on putting out the album, getting our songs down for doing shows. Just it's really been crazy, but I'm really proud of us that we've gotten this far. So, all right. So this next question, it says, what are your biggest musical influences? So we'll start with you.
Biggest musical influences. Let's see. When I first started, it was bands like AFI and bands like Him, Cradle of Filth, stuff like that. Just like inspired me to write. And then now that I've become more in tune with the guitar, I guess it helps me become more open to other bands, like bands like As They Lay Dying and New Bless the Fall, Get Scared, bands like that. That's what really inspired me now.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat with you. Like, some of my biggest inspirations are mostly like metalcore, alternative metal, a lot of rock here and there. So I guess just to name a few bands, like as far as metalcore, like Bullet for My Valentine, As They Lay Dying, Bless the Fall, leaning more towards alternative metal bands like Falling in Reverse, Escape the Fate, old and new Escape the Fate, Breaking Benjamin, Linkin Park, old Linkin Park. So yeah, all those.
Okay, make
When
sure
they
to
were
say
Linkin
old
Park,
Linkin
old Linkin Park when they were good. No. But yeah, so all those just kind of influenced me and my vocal styles, and they really coincide well with his playing styles and where his influence is coming from. So, what about you, Credo?
My biggest influence was starting off with like Red Hot Chili Peppers with the bass. Like I was gonna pick up the guitar, but like I don't know, I really thought the guitar was my kind of thing. But then once I heard Red Hot Chili Peppers in the bass, like Flea, I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'd rather pick up the bass instead. And it started leading over into like more other rock songs, and then I discovered thrash metal. Like I fell in love with Anthrax at first because I like how like the fast pace kind of like got me in the mood more or less. And other bands such as Testament, Exodus, more thrash metal here and there at the gates, and also with Slayer, and that pretty much got me into playing bass and doing thrash metal kind of style.
Nice. What about you, Coz?
I don't know. Ever since I was a kid, I had this keyboard that had demos of classical music on it. So I kind of grew up with classical music and video game music and stuff. And when I was 13 and maybe 13, 12, I don't know, somewhere around there, and I started listening to Avenged Sevenfold and Metallica, and I was just like, wow, this heavy metal stuff, it can pretty much be interpreted the same way you can interpret classical music, because it's written with meaning. It is written with feeling. It's bluesy as hell.
Right.
Just stuff like that, and then I got into other metal bands, and I eventually got into progressive music, because that was more of the side of how complex can we make music? Anything that is difficult to do, we will do it in progressive metal. So pretty much what inspires me nowadays is Dream Theater, Symphony X, Between the Buried and Me, stuff like that. But you know, I still keep all the old metal bands that I used to listen to deep down. You know, Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, stuff like that. All the good old classic stuff.
Gotta love the classics.
Yeah.
Seriously, man. All right, this next question is why doesn't Coase have more vocal input in the songs? And I'll hand that over to him.
I don't know. I
Not
really
that we don't
don't.
like you. You got a pretty voice.
Right, you got a pretty voice. I mean,
No.
because I know you showed us some of your stuff that you've been working on, and your voice, dude, like it's got, you know, a real nice tone, and I like it, especially, you know, since you can hit the higher notes. But like really, I guess the question falls on you why you're not more involved in the songs.
I don't know. I guess because replicating them live wouldn't really be the same. Because
Right.
most of my focus is on the drumming.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, in all due time, I'm sure with practice, you know.
maybe with a proper setup,
Right.
like a way for the microphone to be set up without it getting in the way.
Right.
We should like have like the little like boxing microphone like right or something.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Coase.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you mean. Like, you don't want to have the mic right here in your face and then be playing it. Bah!
Right.
And I don't want to hit my sticks on the stand or
Exactly.
anything.
Exactly. So that therein, you know, lies that problem itself.
Besides, Zach already does enough backing vocals.
Oh yeah.
So you don't need me. You don't need me.
No, that's not true.
All right. This next question, actually, one of our fans asked us at our last show at Swing State, and she asked, sorry, I got an itch right here.
That was literally the question.
That was literally the question.
Time's not wasting on this video right now.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm tired. It's been a long day. All right. And she said, you guys are working on an album. What is the concept for your album? Well, the album is, first of all, the album is titled Darkness Is ... And yes, it is literally written with the three dots.
Yeah, the
Three dots. To add effect. But no, Darkness Is, the album, the concept for it is that every single song that we've written, you know, in terms of lyrics, in terms of music, you know, in terms of the entirety of the song, every song deals with a different quote-unquote darkness that, you know, you deal with. So, for example, Live My Darker Self. Live My Darker Self is really one of the biggest influences as far as the concept of the album. That one, we can thank Eliu for, because he wrote the original lyrics. And he left it to us before he left, so we're really thankful for that. But the song itself talks about being on this path and not knowing, you know, whether to take the path of light or the path of darkness. So pretty much the whole song is just talking about that conflict, you know, not knowing which path to take. And essentially, that's the quote-unquote darkness of that song, is just the conflict, you know, of not knowing which path to take, you know. And then there's like another song like We Are Immortal, for example, which is also very popular. That song basically talks about us as a band, you know, and the darkness of that song is, you know, as with any band, you know, going anywhere and making music, there's always going to be people who doubt you. There's always going to be people who put you down and say, you can't do this, you can't do that, you know, you're not good enough, you know, you won't go anywhere with it. And the song itself talks about, you know, no, we can do this, because, you know, It's in our hearts, it's in the music, and we have the ability to make something of ourselves and be successful. You know, so basically the darkness of that song is just the doubt, you know, that comes with being in a band, you know, and just dealing with that doubt. So, yeah, X, anything?
No, it's pretty much the concept of it, just darkness and light, you know, just battling each other and then just picking that side.
Cool.
You didn't like the nail on that one.
I guess we did. But yeah, so that's pretty much all the questions that we have for this video. We'd like to do another one, you know, so thank you to everybody who asked us questions. If you guys have any more questions that you want us to do in the future, just, I know this is going to be on Facebook, so there's going to be a comment section, so just leave your comments down below.
Down below.
But yeah, ask us, you know, whatever you guys want to know about us. You know, we're very open, and, you know, doing these videos, it's not just for fun, but it's also to, you know, connect with the audience better, because honestly, like, one of the reasons we do this is for you guys, you know, for the fans. You know, like writing music, we write music, how did you put it, X? Like, we write music, you know, to make people feel. Right?
Yeah, it's because us as men, we're all men, right?
We're all men,
Yeah.
And our emotions are very concealed, and as musicians, it's really deep inside of us, and the only way for us to truly express how we feel is, you know, through our music.
Right.
So how we feel, we're expressing that toward you guys, and that's where we get our feelings from.
Right.
You know, deep inside.
Right. So yeah, like I said, you know, if you guys have any more questions that you want to ask us, just leave them in the comments down below the video, and we'll try to get to them as soon as possible. You know, I'm sorry that it took so long to do this video, but like I said, we've just been busy working and, you know, doing shows and working on the album.
Yeah, Zach couldn't be here today.
And unfortunately, Zach couldn't be here today because he did have to work. But, you know, he sends his regards and he sends his love and he thanks you guys for your input.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, thank you guys for your questions. Jackie, I know you wanted a shout out. So
I was gonna say
shout
that.
out to Jackie from MetalBrook.
Hello.
Yep. So yeah, guys, we'll see you next time.
Adios.